everybody, we're back here on Appalachian Mountain today, and we're over here on the logging job over at landing number 1, which is in the top left corner of the map. We had been down on the landing 5 in the bottom left hand corner doing a lot of wood chip operation over there, but I decided to get back over here to the logging, and I wanted also to show off the new horsepower improvements on this IMT 5131 cable skidder. I made quite a bit of improvement on it, and so let's go back down here somewhere and see if we can find us some trees to skid up. I don't know if we still have any back here or not. I'm not really even sure where I made the turn at. I see a cut tree there. It must have been right here. Okay, here we go. Now we got some trees. Alright. Let's see if we can't get us a few hooked up and check out the horsepower improvements. Yeah, I felt like this was a really good skidder. It just was lacking in the horsepower because it just seemed like it didn't have enough. The thing's got about, I guess, about 600 horsepower now. I put quite a bit in there, but the biggest improvement was in the XML file for the tractor itself. I found that it was lacking a friction deal, which basically tells the XML how much traction to give the tractor on the ground, and so I bumped that up. Well, I added it, I didn't bump it up. So if you remember, when you got about 4 or 5 of these trees hooked up, this skidder was only going about, I don't know, maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 miles an hour with that many trees hooked up. And the other day I was testing this out when I was making horsepower improvements, and I had 8 trees hooked up to this over on Timberlands. And I don't know if you never played Timberlands, the trees over there seem to be a bit heavier. They're pretty heavy, so I had 8 of them hooked up, and this thing was pulling them at about 10 miles an hour. Of course, I was on flat ground, but still, that's for 8 trees, big trees like that. And I mean, look at this. I've got, let's see, how many is that? 5, I think that's 5 trees. And I mean, this thing pulls just no problem. Which is, I think, maybe not quite this fast. I may have gone just a touch over, but I mean, with it being flat ground, I don't know. That may be a bit too much, but I do like the definitely like the more pulling power. Or I guess the increased pulling power, I guess I should say. And I got a fellow buncher sitting right there ready to make another pass down through here. I kind of squared off a lot of land in here, and we'll just cut all that out and then work on going probably over here to the left side. Or maybe the other side of the landing, I'm not really sure. We got lots of trees to work with. Lots and lots. I also increased the braking power just a little. I think it was set at maybe 4, and I think I bumped, no, it was 6, I think, and I bumped it up to 10. So I just made a slight improvement. But you know, the real test is when you get a few logs hooked up and then try to pull them up a steep embankment like this, which, as you can see, it just no problem just pulls it right off. So as you can see, we just kind of made just a little loop around here. But we definitely need to cut down some more trees, and we'll do that here in just a minute. And I kind of left that processor head right in the way. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's get these trees processed and out of the way just so we got room to operate with our fellow buncher over there. And let's see what we have our cut length set to. Okay, 5 meters, that'll work. Because the front of this truck needs 7, the back of it, or the trailer I guess I should say, the trailer needs 5. So we'll go 5 right now, and then we'll probably just load up the back of the trailer and then get the 7s cut. Because we do need more 5s than 7s. Well, for those of you that are American Truck Simulator fans, New Mexico's finally about to drop. They've been teasing us with it for months, and they finally have done the beta testing, I guess, and put a release date on it. So it's going to be November 9th, which actually, let's see, today that I'm recording this is November 7th. So what's that, Thursday? Yeah, I guess because yeah, so Friday is the 10th. So yeah, so Thursday, November 9th is when that's gonna drop for American Truck Simulator. Finally getting to Mexico. I think it's several thousand more miles of roads, and of course some new stuff to see. I mean, they looks like they have sort of dynamic. Like traffic stops, airplane crashes, car crashes, a bunch of car crashes. So that's going to hold up traffic and make it interesting to make your deliveries on time. So that'll be fun. I have not played American Truck Simulator in quite a while. There's a I think it was a 1.29 beta was out, and I just haven't got it installed and played it. I think I'll just wait for the next release, and of course whenever New Mexico comes out, I'm probably going to get that just to have something else to do, something else to drive, and more roads to see, that sort of stuff. So I will be getting it. It's going to be like $12, which, you know, it's not, maybe they could have made it a little less, but I don't know, it's not bad. You know, I'll pay $12 for a state. I just hope they hurry up and get some more done. It kind of looks like possibly I saw something just a minute ago that could be Oregon's the next state, which, you know, would make sense because you got all the California and Arizona and all that area. And there's only, I mean, you can either only go north or east. So looks like they're going to probably go north. I don't know. We shall wait and see. And I have not heard yet either when the next Gold Rush update's going to be. Uh, they still got a lot of stuff to fix, and hopefully they're working on it and going to be putting out an update soon. They did release an update and put out the rock truck, which I have not bought that yet in the game. In fact, I'm still working on trying to get enough money for the tier 3, which is the big wash plant. Although I'm not really in a big hurry over that, because I keep hearing these mixed results about how much gold they're getting off the wash plant. And you would think that there was big cleanouts, like on the TV show Gold Rush, they're getting in the hundreds of ounces of cleanouts, and best I've seen so far that I can remember, I think somewhere around 60 ounces, which I don't know, if you run a bunch of dirt through there, you should be able to get more than that, I would think. I don't know, so maybe they got some adjusting to do, but I'm not in a big hurry for doing a whole lot on Gold Rush, because I know they've been coming out with some updates, and I want to make sure that we got updates out. Alright, I'm gonna get that cleaned up. In fact, I tell you what, I'm just gonna grab the skidder, drop the blade, and just push those little tree pieces out of the way. We'll just kind of make a pile over there, and then whenever we get a pretty good amount over there, we'll get the wood chipper, chip them up. Alright, let's see if we can get us some more trees cut. I've been using this John Deere 909, which I forget where I got this from. I think I may have put the link in the mod list. If you check the description below, there's a link to a Google spreadsheet where I'm keeping up with all the mods, and I haven't updated it lately. I don't think there's too many things that have been added, or that I've put in the game that I don't have on the mod list, but there's maybe a couple. But I want to say this one's on there, and it's a nice machine. I like it. It works pretty good. And I'm kind of glad that some of these machines are out there now, because if FDR Login's not going to be putting out mods anymore, then you gotta have something. So at least we got some options out there. Now let's see, as I'm coming down through here, I'm just going to kind of close in the gap. If you look on the map, I kind of just went straight south from the landing, then made a turn back to the west, and then back to the north, and then back to the east, and kind of just made a little box. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm coming through on this, just kind of tightening the circle. I'm going to put the logs over here on the left-hand side where we're cutting, just so the skidder can have easier access to them, because if I put them on the right-hand side, I've got to navigate through all the other trees and stumps and whatever else. So, but if I just lay them down right over on this side, I've got room to maneuver with the skidder and pick them up. And I'll try to bunch them a little bit so I can skid them easier too. You know, this is a cool map, but man, these trees are spaced out so far. You got to travel a good bit just to get to the next tree. Let's see. Oh yeah. So, like I said, today, as I'm recording this, it's November 7th, which is a Tuesday, and tonight, a new episode of The Curse of Oak Island starts up. I'm looking forward to that. I've been watching since the first season, and I'm hopeful that they'll finally find something. I'm kind of, it's like you watch it and they get a little hint of something and they investigate it and nothing really pans out, and then they get another little tip that could be this and they check it out, and that's all interesting, but there comes a time where you got to find something. But you know so many people over the years have tried to find whatever's there, and back in the 60s, I think it was, they really excavated a lot, and I'm worried that they may have covered up something or damaged something to the point of they'd have to really get lucky or dig a big old hole and to find anything. But I don't know. Maybe they'll find something. I just think it's interesting. I've always been a big fan of history and mysteries and stuff like that. Buried treasure. I'm always a sucker for those treasure shows. I watched another one called I think it was something about Treasure of Snake Island or something other like that. It was kind of neat too, but it was just another one of those where it could be this, could be that, and never could nail anything down. I don't think that show's even still on anymore. But I mean, you got to think there's definitely something there. Uh, there's just too much man-made stuff, and I don't know. We'll just see what happens, I guess, this season. See if they find anything. But other than Gold Rush and Curse of Oak Island, there's not really much that I watch on TV anymore. I used to, when I lived in Arkansas, I used to have satellite TV, and I'd record a bunch of shows and watch them and stuff. I just don't have much time anymore for watching TV. Since I started doing this, it takes up a bit of my time, and I've been remodeling my house that I bought here in North Louisiana. Yeah, if you're new to the channel or anything, the NLA doesn't stand for New Orleans, Louisiana. Otherwise I would have put NOLA, but this this channel kind of got its name because I'm based here in North Louisiana, and that's where I grew up and live now. So that's what NLA stands for, is North Louisiana, not New Orleans. But yeah, I just don't have much time for watching TV anymore. Got a lot of projects going around the house, and doing this and recording gameplay, and then producing the videos, putting the videos together. That takes a while. Sometimes about an hour or more. Like Pacific Inlet, because I'm putting the load counts on there. That takes a bit more time to get everything produced and set up. But it's a lot of fun. I have not gotten anything yet as far as the YouTube payments. You have to get to $100 before they'll pay you out, and I think right now I'm 60 something dollars, and really that's only been over the past year. So I've been doing this for about 2 years now, haven't even got paid. So kind of looking forward to that first YouTube payment. That'll be nice, but that may be Ooh, it may be another year before I get it. I don't know. We're definitely over the past, like I said, the past year or so. It's definitely gotten better. Uh, as I get more subscribers, more views, that sort of thing, it's gone up quite a bit. I remember when I first started, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, start recording these videos and put them up on YouTube. I'm gonna make thousands of dollars a month, or whatever. Nah, it don't quite work that way. I think I was excited when I got to 25 cents, because there for a while I wasn't getting any views at all. Of course, now I have not advertised or, you know, promoted my channel in any kind of way really. I just kind of let it grow as it grow, as it evolved. And so far I've been pretty pleased. I wish I could, get a few more subscribers, maybe get up to about 1,000 or so. Uh, I've got a lot of plans for doing things. It's just I need more of a subscriber base. So if you're watching, tell all your friends if they like farming simulator, forestry, American Truck Simulator, Gold Rush. Let's see, what else am I playing? Spin Tires. If they like any of that gameplay, come check me out, and would definitely help me out to get some more subscribers and interact with everybody. I like getting comments and responding to everybody's comments, as long as they're not requesting me to do a video. Yeah, but anyway, it's been fun for the most part, and I would love to be able to get into some modding, but I just don't have time. I know I could do it. It's just a matter of that this thing called work. When you get out of college, or I guess in some cases out of high school, the normal thing to do is to go work somewhere, which generally means you got to work from 8 to 5. And then when you get married and all that stuff, projects around the house, and there's just no time for doing much of anything really. But I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. I'm sure my wife would love me to not play these video games quite as much, but I enjoy doing it, and hoping that I can kind of generate a little bit of extra income from this. That was my goal, but like I said, so far I haven't even got paid yet from YouTube. And I do have a Patreon page, in case you're new to the channel and haven't looked at the description below and seen that. I do have a Patreon page, and what that's going to be mostly for is I want to give back to my subscribers and my fans. And what we're going to be doing over there is, when I reach a certain subscriber goal, for Patreon subscribers, I'm going to start doing monthly giveaways. And that could be game controllers, copies of games, t-shirts, like say if I think American Truck Simulator, I saw some t-shirts over there they're selling. I'm sure American Truck Farming Simulator has t-shirts, just things like that. Maybe even computer monitors, fancy mice, keyboards, I don't know, gaming keyboards, whatever, headsets, just all sorts of things that I could be giving away. But I have to reach a certain subscriber goal first, and it's on the Patreon page. And as of this recording, I only have one Patreon member right now. And but once we start reaching that goal, I'll start doing the monthly giveaways. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Just as just a way of saying thanks for all the subscribers for over the years, for watching, and for if don't have very many subscribers, there's a good chance you might win something. And it helps me too, because here a while back I had a hard drive crash on my computer, so I had to buy a new hard drive, and that was about I think it was about $75 to replace that. And I had bought some used joysticks to play with this game, and one of them went out not too long ago, so I had to replace it with a brand new one. I just went ahead and got a Logitech Extreme Pro 3D or Extreme 3D Pro. So that was about $40-something. You know, so I mean, it adds up quick, and so the Patreon is just to help me out with bringing this quality content here online, which in my case means, you know, I'm gonna, well, for the most part, you know, not for the most part, for the this page or this channel, there will be no cussing. You know, I'm not going to talk about any kind of majorly sensitive subjects or anything like that. So it's a family friendly channel. Let's put it that way. But anyway, go check out the Patreon. I've got different levels. I've got a fan level, a director level, which is once a month. If you're a director, I'll pick somebody randomly, and they get to pick the map, the chores, the machinery, all that kind of stuff, and we'll play a bit, and I'll record it and put it online. Now, I don't have a multiplayer server right now. That's something that could potentially be in the future, but you know, like I said, I just don't have enough subscribers right now to justify the cost and all that, and you know, I just don't have the extra money laying around to go out and buy a multiplayer server or you know, rent one each month, because that does cost money. I don't really have the time either right now to really effectively do lots of multiplayer stuff. I generally record during my lunch hour from work, and sometimes on the weekends, but mostly during my lunch hour. And you know, if we start to get up on over 1,000 subscribers, I may start doing some live streams. I'm not sure about that. I've got all the stuff to do it. I just not sure right now exactly when would be a good night and good times and all that stuff, and you know, what games to play and that sort of thing. But you know, I got a lot of plans. We'll see what happens. But I certainly am looking forward to a lot of Gold Rush. I've been enjoying the game. I haven't had quite as many issues as everybody's been having, although my hood did fly off on the truck the other day. I had gotten kind of stuck over there at Rivertown, and so I was trying to get backed around and kind of got hung on some rocks or something over there, and my hood just kind of popped off. I threw it in the back of the truck. I've been hauling it around. And in fact, right now I've got it over at the old Arnold claim. I just set it over there next to the storage area. Okay, well that's probably going to be enough trees cut there to have quite a bit of work, and we probably get, I don't know, maybe at least a couple of truckloads out of it. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and park the fella buncher right up here somewhere. We got just a little bit to go before we make the turn, but I'm gonna go ahead and just shut it off right here. Yeah, so there's the turn right there. But so let's hop back in our there we go, our skidder. Let's go down here a little ways and get us some skids brought up. So there's 4, 6. I'm gonna go ahead and get 8. And there's 8. Oh, well, there's, yeah, that's 8. Yeah, I may go back in and tweak this just a little bit. So I think it may maybe have just a tad bit too much horsepower now. Because, I mean, with that many trees, it should struggle a little. Although it is nice to have the pulling power. So I'm going to drag up about 4 more trees. And that should give us enough to process everything out. We've already got a few trees processed, but it should give us enough for a couple of loads, and we'll see what we can do. If you're a fan of the Crossroads map, I'm afraid I'm going to have to shut that one down. Just had too many issues with it. I thought it was the map autosave mod that I had in there that was causing the issue, but the other night I took that out, restarted the game, and was playing the map, and I had done quite a bit of work, about an hour and a half worth of work. I had bought another field, planted 1 or 2 fields with trees. I mean, I had done a good bit of work, and the game just froze on me, which normally, if I waited long enough with the map autosave, it would come out of it and I could get back to doing what I was doing, but it just never came out of it. It just hung. And the weird thing about it was, like, let's say it hung in this state right here. Okay, so the skidder stopped. Now, I mean, this is what happened. Was my I don't know if it was this one or some other machine, but anyway, whatever machine I was in, it was just like this, stuck. But if I pressed on the trigger, you could hear the tractor moving. I could, hit the escape button, and everything would go quiet because it was back to the main menu. And I mean, just it was like the video was hung, but the game was still playing in the background. So I couldn't figure out what in the world to do. So I normally hit, let's see, what is it? Control Escape. Control Escape on my keyboard usually gets me back to the desktop, where I can then, close background programs that are running or whatever to do, whatever I need to do. Well, when I hit Control Escape, it got me back to the desktop okay, but the game Farming Simulator was, I could hear it, but it wasn't on the screen. It was just a little blue box in the top left corner, so I just didn't know what in the world to do, so I just ended up having to cancel the game. I was kind of mad about that because I lost all that work, but oh well. Alright, now let's see here. Let me get back to my 7 meters. And I think I'm just going to process some kind of right over here. I still think it's kind of weird how the sawdust does accumulate. You can see it rising the end of the log, but it doesn't show on the ground. I guess because it's, I don't know, maybe something's not right with the texturing or something. But yeah, so I don't watch much TV, but we do have Netflix. I watch that, several shows on there. All the Marvel stuff has been pretty good so far. The Luke Cage, the Daredevil, all that's been really good. I've been watching a lot of that. I didn't really get into Jessica Jones, but I did watch The Defenders. I thought that was pretty good. I'm looking forward to Punisher whenever it comes out. That'll be good. Let's see, Stranger Things, of course. House of Cards. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't get the last season of House of Cards because all this sexual harassment stuff that's been out lately, they've put the brakes on House of Cards, but which I think was maybe a little bit premature and a little overreaction there, but I don't know. I mean, it's good, because that doesn't need to go on in Hollywood or anywhere, but just to stop production because of allegations that are probably unproven. But I mean, again, how are you going to prove it? But I don't know. I just think maybe they overreacted just slightly there. Yeah, look at that log jumping around because it's on some wood chips over there. Let's see, what else do I watch on Netflix? Oh yeah, Mine Hunters. We've been watching Mine Hunters. That's pretty good. It's about the FBI who's been it's based on a book on a true. Well, I guess it's really a true story, but they're based on a book about how the FBI was going into prisons and interviewing these serial killers and trying to get inside their minds as to what they were thinking and feeling and stuff, and try to help prevent or solve future cases. That's pretty interesting. Of course, that's adult material there. And let's see, that should be enough probably for at least one load. And let's see, how much do we have back over in this area? Well, these logs jumping around is kind of bothering me because I don't think we have enough. So get back to 5 meters. There we go. That didn't help anything. On this map, I may end up having to turn off the sawdust mod because it seems to not be cooperating too well. So I may end up doing that because it's kind of glitching out pretty bad here. The only thing I can think of to fix it is to move the set back onto the grass back there. That probably would help. But I'm just afraid that something's going to glitch out and really mess me up, as it's already starting to do. Look at this. It's crazy. Oh, I guess I'll get those with the grapple loader. Let's get this last tree processed. Not quite enough. I thought I had more than I thought. I thought I had more than I had. Well, it's just maybe just about right. Grab these up here that I had to place up away from that sawdust pile. The invisible sawdust pile. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, let's see if I can get my truck moved up a little bit. And let's see, if we switch to the front, we can lock down the front, just the front. And the trailer is a separate one. I'm going to switch back to that one. So 7 meters in the front on the truck part of it, and then 5 meters in the back in these little bunks. Usually works out pretty good. Oh gosh. You know, I like this grapple loader, but the problem with it that I have is that whenever you're fully closed down like this, those teeth stick out, and they're bad about grabbing logs, and just kind of got to be careful, I guess. But what a mess. Trying to get it in there a little bit nice and neat. But again, it's usually how you've got them originally stacked on next to your loader that helps with getting everything loaded in correctly. If you've got a nice neat pile, like where we have the logs right here, it does help. And because of our invisible sawdust pile, it kind of made a mess of things. This truck and trailer, it'll hold a lot of wood too. I think that's all I'm going to put on that front one. Let's see, are those 7s or are those? Yeah, this must be 7s. Okay, so I'm going to put those back down there. Yeah, see, I'm not liking this sawdust pile. It's making too much of a mess. I think I'm going to turn that off for this map. I'll leave it on for the others, but it's making too much of a problem here. what's going on? Well, I'm kind of making a mess of it, but I can't really see good either, and I don't have all my logs here at the landing uh, stacked really well, so they're all at different, not all even. But if I can just get enough on this back one, we'll be alright. Maybe what's left will go on there. Kind of messy, but that should work. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's see how bad it was, or is. It's not too bad, I guess. They're hanging off the edge. Well, that one's kind of down in the tires. That's probably not a good thing. Let's see. I tell you what. Let's see if I can. Well, are the straps going to show up? All right. So let's get this strap down. Then I'm going to cut that off with the chainsaw. Well, didn't want to strap down. Is it? Maybe I have to do it by hand. I can't remember. I think on this one you have to do it by hand. For some reason it doesn't want to. Can't automatically do it, I don't think. Maybe I were to unstrap them automatically, but I don't think it'll do it. Alright, well that should do it. So let's see, that one's strapped down. Okay, well I'm not going to have much time else today to do any more logging, so let's just drive this on down here manually to the sawmill, and we'll get everything sold. I think the prices are pretty good. Anyway, we'll see what the prices are, and if they're halfway decent, we'll sell them. If not, we'll just store them somewhere. Or I'll see. I don't have enough right now to buy another grapple loader. I can't remember if I got one down there or not. I don't think I do. Now let's see. It's been a while since yeah, we just need to go down the mountain. It's been so long since I've been over here on this side of the map. We just have to be real careful going down this mountain. This was, I think, on the first trip down, I dumped the truck over. Just got to be real careful. Go slow and don't make any drastic movements. You'll be fine. Because these bunks on this trailer, they're kind of top heavy. So that's kind of where I got into trouble right there. I thought, okay, well I made it down that little curve. It can't be too bad else in the rest of them. So I got a little bit too confident going down this one right. I think it was this curve here coming up. And it's a little bit tricky because it looks like it's pretty nice and smooth, but if you take it too fast, it'll tump right on over. And there's one of the logs that fell off from the first one. This is a really neat map, though. I mean, it's pretty challenging. Definitely gotta be careful. And I think there's one more tricky curve right here, and then it should be home free. I don't think this one's quite as bad. Of course, you just don't want to take it too fast because it'll tump right over. But that one's kind of a more smoother curve. And from here on out, we're good. It's a good thing we're going down the mountain, because if we're having to go back up to the sawmill, it'd be I don't think this truck would make it. It's struggling just pulling this log, or this trailer full of logs on basically flat ground. It's kind of struggling a little bit. Alright, so let's check out the prices and see what they're doing. Oh, so $435. Yep, we're selling this stuff. For sure. Like we lost another log back there somewhere. Yeah, look at that. That's strange. I was hitting L to unlock the load, and it wouldn't let me. Now they're not highlighting to unlock them. I guess there's no hand or nothing. You just have to get up next to them. That's strange. I may end up switching trailers. I don't know. I like this truck, but if I have to do this every time, I don't think I want to fool with that every time. So I'm wondering, let's see, it's got a back attacher on it. So I probably could hook up maybe a dolly and then some other trailer. Not sure. I have to look into that. The other option, well, I guess there is no other option, because if I had a grapple loader, I'd still have to unlock them somehow. Oh well. Well, we made a little bit of money that time. Not a whole lot. Let's see. We got our wood chip storage facility. I'm not sure how much is in there. Oh, 480,000 liters, so we're getting close to halfway on that one. That's mostly because of the wood chip operation that we've been doing. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up today here on this one, this map, and we'll figure out what to do with this trailer later. I'll have a plan worked up, figure some other solution out, because I don't like having to manually hop out and unload or unlock the straps, which I guess is more realistic, but I do like my automatic unload and or strap and unstrap. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. This is Jonathan, been on the Appalachian Mountain doing some logging this time, and next time we may stick with the logging. I'm not sure, or maybe flip flop back over to the wood chips. But I like doing the wood chips. It's a lot of fun. Picking them up with the grapple and loading them into the beast. That's fun. But I don't know. We'll figure something out for next time, and probably gonna do some more logging though, because we only got one load today. I'll try. I always say this, and I hardly ever get around to doing it, but I'll try to get some more logs or trees drug up to the landing and get them processed, so that way we'll can get maybe more than one load. But and we'll have to probably turn off the sawdust mod. Yeah, that's probably just not going to work out on that particular landing, and I don't know, it just causes a big pain, so I'm just probably going to turn it off. But anyway, till next time, have a good one. This is Jonathan. We'll see you.